We're colossally fucked. All right. Well, I talked about this a bit on the Archcast thing. I didn't really know the details, so let's find out what the details are.
Minnesota jury for using the N-word. This was disorderly conduct. So was found guilty of disorderly conduct. Count 1 towards the child, not guilty. Count 2 towards the videographer, guilty. Reminder that the videographer is a Somalian predator who is charged with raping a teenage girl, but was let go. This is actually true, by the way. And so this is the person. Sexual assault case against Rochester men dismissed. So this is, again, you know, this is a person, he raped, I think it was a 16-year-old girl, if I'm right about that. Yeah, previously charged with raping a 16-year-old girl after she ran away from her foster home. Is this real? Imagine running away from your foster home and then this piece of shit rapes you, right? I mean, that's it. This is Minnesota. Well, again, so like, let's listen to, this is the defense attorney talking about it. Here we go. Let's watch this. This video is pretty popular.
Verdict today.
I think it's pathetic. I think it's sad. I think it's sick. I think,
What's your reaction to the verdict today?
I think it's pathetic. I think it's sad. I think it's sick. I think shocked. I've never had a trial where they keep people. This is a misdemeanor, by the way, till 10:30 at night. Never even heard of that one before.
Wow.
Most courts, most counties, what they do is around 4:30, 5 o'clock is they say, okay, we're going to send the jurors home. They got kids, they got families, they got things to do. No, we're keeping them. I've never.
Wait, hold on. Did they do that to get people that were like, this isn't right? To just be like, okay, fine, whatever. Like, we can get them on the minor charge if you just let me go home. Is that what happened? Bro, that's fucking bullshit if that's true. This is so stupid.
Heard of that before. So that alone, I know this is a thing, I guess. Olmsted County, they do this. I thought that was bizarre. But the verdict itself, let's make something clear here. Let's make something very clear. She's acquitted, not guilty, right? Not guilty with the child. The state reads a 5-minute victim impact statement about the child. She was acquitted about the child. She's convicted on the count involving the cameraman, who they never called to testify. Keep this in mind. They never called the cameraman to testify. This judge prohibited us from telling the jury that Shire Jamali, had a GoFundMe page, $340,000. He testified that it was done in May last year, done. That's not true. There's a link on the bottom.
Dude, you know what's $340,000?
Of the page that
he's still farming
for a court case because he got called the N-word? Like, what the fuck? Is that real?
Money for it right now.
Goes to another open account. My investigator hit the link last night, donated $10.
Dude, isn't the Higuruma thing like, isn't the actual story of that is like he's a lawyer? And doesn't he do the Higuruma thing because he's like, I know that we got off this time, but shit's about to get real? Isn't that what it is? Isn't that why he does that? Because he's like, he knows what's gonna happen. Yeah, it's very fitting.
Open. You can donate right now. You can donate right now to Shire Jamali's GoFund page right now. It's open.
So you can give him money for being called the N-word?
He testified under oath.
That's what I mean. It's like, so you're telling me this guy got this amount of money from people just because he got called the N-word? And that people like were that upset at it that they all donated that amount of money against the woman? And correct me if I'm wrong, I don't know how true this is, but didn't they aggress on her first? Because that's what I heard. I heard that they were like the kid was going through her shit, which is why she said that. Basically, the kid attacked her kid. Yeah, that's what I heard. So it's like, hold on. So she gets mad because they are not respecting her property rights. And then so she calls them the N-word and then she gets in trouble for that, but then nobody else gets in trouble. It's so weird. And the thing is like, to be honest, this kind of reminds me of the whole thing that happened with the Carmelo case, right? Where this sort of stuff happens and then it makes people think like, man, so you're telling me that these people are so racially driven that they will just give money to a person just to beat us just because we're white? You know what I mean? It's like, it's so weird. And I'm just being real. That's how you get people to be like, okay, well, I guess we're going full race war then. I guess we're going full tribalist because full tribalism because I don't want to be living in this situation.
Perjured himself. He perjured himself over and over and over and over again. This was without any stretch of the imagination. It was like I was fighting the prosecutor and the judge. It was like I'm taking on two parties at the same time. The judge and the prosecutor. It was very bizarre. Very bizarre. GoFundMe. Huge, worldwide, giant. It's like Google, right? This is so big. My investigator was going to testify that this page with Shire Jamali's name on it. 5-year-old. The kid's 9. 5-year-old. $340,000 he raised. The judge would not let me show it to a jury. Sorry. The judge would not let me show it to the jury. Okay? And if you go through any of you right now can go online right now, and the judge, like, you can't authenticate this. You can't lay foundation. This prosecutor is telling the judge, oh, how do we know this is real? How do we know this is real? So anyone can make this up. You can go online right now, today, right now, go on that page, unless they run and take it down, scroll down. He has an open GoFundMe. He said on the stand he does not. He lied and lied and lied and lied. This entire thing's a shakedown. They ought to be ashamed of themselves. The prosecutor should be ashamed of himself. The judge should be ashamed of herself. I had a battle here for 4 days.
I don't think that they should be ashamed of themselves. I think that I think that you need to hold these people accountable for making decisions like this. And until we're willing and we have people don't have the stomach to hold judges accountable yet.
I think
they're not willing to do it yet.
Stupid misdemeanor.
It's a her. Yeah, it was a woman. It was a white woman.
Disorderly conduct. This is nuts.
Important information.
I think.
340,000.
It was.
Can't show the jury. 5-year-old. Kid was 9. His name's on it. Can't authenticate it. Still open account. So we're going to appeal it. We will appeal it.
Good.
We have so many appellate issues, I don't even know where to begin. Judges screaming at me during the trial.
The funny thing is, though, I think the woman part matters more than the fact that she's a white woman, because I feel like people would say the same thing no matter what race she was, as long as she was a woman.
Interrupting me every time I want to make a record. Judge says to me, Mr.
Because
Corrales,
if she was black, it'd be like, black woman classic, right? It's like
you keep
doesn't
wanting
matter.
to make a record after I rule. This is crazy. Most rulings during a trial by a judge are made during the trial. And then when you take a break, you make a record, right? You take a break, you make a record. I kept asking. If you're in there and you watch the trial, I kept asking, I need to make a record. I need to make a record. She'd get upset.
Man, King Elsadon, you can't fucking say that in chat, bro. What the fuck, man?
In the back. Get upset, run in the back. Your Honor, I need to make a record.
Calm down,
Start piling up.
guys.
All these objections start piling up. Your Honor, I need to make a record. I need to make a record. She'd run in the back. I'm like, Judge, we got to make a record. This is insane. This isn't law. This is a circus. This is monkey court. This is nuts, right? You make a record.
Did he say
The
monkey
judge should come out and
court?
say, okay, I made my ruling.
Oh my God, did he say monkey court? Racist!
Mr. Corrales, what is your record?
I'm kind of glad this happened though, Leaf, because Asmon's coverage of this case is how I learned about Kirsten VTubers in general. And then the YouTube algorithm recommending your videos, you've been an important part of my life and growth. Oh, thank you, VT Cybernon. Thank you for the 1,000, man. I really appreciate it. Thank you.
You like to make. I try to make a record. She interrupts me from the beginning. Right from the start. Every time I tried to make a record, she interrupts me. Every single time. Every single time. I'm like, Your Honor, I'm trying to make a record. That's what we do as lawyers, right? I don't know if the lay people or the people in the community understand this. The way trials work is judges make rulings during trial. We don't want to interrupt the trial to make a record every time someone objects and there's a ruling. So when there's a break or you go to lunch or at the end of the day, you make a record.
The judge is a
She
middle-aged
wouldn't let
white
me make a
woman?
record.
I would have never guessed.
If you're in there, you heard it. She talk over me.
It's a shock.
Interrupt me. Wouldn't let me make a record.
Dude, you know, I'm telling the truth though. If she was a black woman, they would have said the exact same thing. Like, did you know that the judge was a black woman? Of course it was a black woman. Did you know that it's a middle-aged woman? Of course it's a middle-aged white woman.
Over and over and over again. Why?
Nope.
She didn't want anybody to hear what? They didn't disclose the name of Shire Jamali until Monday. The first day of trial. No, I'm not done.
Sorry.
Until the first day of trial, they didn't even disclose his name.
And
Think
if it's
about
an
that.
Asian one, no one cares.
A trial,
Dude, there are some really fucking dumb Asians, to be honest. There are some. Holy fuck. Have you guys seen Maisie Hirono? She's like, I don't know, she's a politician from Hawaii. She's literally like the dumbest. She's the only person that is dumber than her is that one dude that is talking about islands tipping over. He's like, I'm worried about Guam because Guam is a small island, and if we put too many people, it may capsize. Dude, this shit is hilarious. Wait, what? You don't know about that? Dude, that is like the fucking best. Hold on.
Island from shore to shore and at its smallest level, correct.
Guam is a small island.
Very small island and about 24 miles widest place on the island and about 12 miles
This is peak, chat.
wide,
It's so peak.
on the widest part of the island. And I don't know how many square miles that is. Do you happen to know?
I don't have that figure with me, sir. I can certainly supply it to you if you'd like.
Yeah, my fear is that the whole island will become so overly populated that it will tip over and capsize.
He's like, oh. It's like, can you imagine being this guy, Admiral Robert Willard, and someone is like fucking, you're like in the Congress, and like you're under oath, and you're sitting there.
And capsize.
We don't.
Yeah, by the way, this guy's still in Congress, by the way. He's still in office. Did you know that?
The Guam population, I think, currently about 175,000, and again with 8,000 Marines in their
Yeah, he got voted in again and again and again and again.
families. It's an addition of about 25,000 more into the population.
Oh, holy
trial
shit,
in the
man!
United States of America.
Isn't this insane, bro? Isn't it insane that like this is the state of our government? It's like I know I'm kind of beating a dead horse at this point, but 30 on 30, am I right, guys?
Not a big fan of the government. 30 on 30.
I didn't
Am
get
I
the
right?
name until Monday. When we started the trial, until Monday. And then my investigators do a record check. Then we uncover, oh my God, he's got this GoFundMe. 340,000.
Mr. Prellis, a couple of things.
Sure.
According to the court, you agreed to those free trial terms about not getting the witnesses beforehand and
Did not agree to it. Here's the deal. I thought I was coming down here to try a free speech case. You all saw the video. I thought I was coming to Rochester to try a free speech case based on the video. Then it took on an entirely different, it just turned, right? Mr. Jamali takes the stand. Wouldn't answer any question I asked him. He sat there like this. I don't understand. He looked at his interpreter. I don't understand.
He has an interpreter. Oh my God. Of course.
Over and over and over again.
Is this the same one that raped the 16-year-old?
Damn.
When the prosecutor asked him a question, he had no problem through the interpreter understanding.
Yeah.
Never had a problem.
Isn't it crazy that we let this happen? Isn't that insane? That like we have a child rapist that is now winning a court and needs an interpreter in court so we can put a woman in jail for calling him a mean word.
Real talk though, if this guy is such a retard, this guy, that he's such a fucking idiot that he gets himself if we think this Somalian guy is such an idiot, how come he's fucking everyone over? How'd that happen? Maybe we're the fucking idiots. You ever think about that, guys? Maybe our government are the fucking idiots. Maybe it's us. Maybe it's the people maybe it's the people that a lot of our countrymen vote for fucking idiots, and then we just have a full-on idiocracy.
It's so frustrating. If it's really frustrating for you, then my best advice is to next time vote for the person
it's the
that will make
government, not
this
you.
go away.
Yeah, I know individually we hate this and we
That's
wouldn't
it.
vote for this, but
Vote for the person that will get
when
rid
I
of
say us, I mean like Americans who put up with this shit constantly, right? It's can we really complain it? Like, we put ourselves into positions where we intentionally let ourselves get scammed. How did that happen? How did this happen, guys? It's like, man, it's like, let's make the elections as easy to cheat in as possible. And oh my God, can you believe they're cheating? Like, man, come on.
this.
It's 100% on purpose. It has to be. This is like too ridiculous.
That's it. Because there is a way to get rid of this. It's actually super easy. This is a 20-year process. And you have to begin. I think that the process began in 2022. I would argue that when Elon bought Twitter, the process began.
Marmel. Thank you.
You could argue when Trump won the first election, it began. I don't really think that's true because you had COVID. This is going to be a long process of systematically going after all of these groups of people and doing all of this. And I think that the American public, think about it like this, right? How many people wanted every single illegal alien deported in 2016? Like less than half of how many want it now. So I think that you really underestimate the power of a changing consensus and how the population's feelings will shift over time. So, like, what seems unthinkable now will become commonplace in 5 or 10 years. You might not imagine it. You might not even know what it is. Even I don't always know what it is. Nobody does. But it's going to happen. In a just world, this case wouldn't exist because the defendant wouldn't be free. Yeah, of course, right? It wouldn't have even happened.
And like, to be honest, she didn't really do, like, even if you were to say that nothing happened and she just randomly called this guy the N-word, I still don't think she should be in jail.
And here's another bonus event. We're going to talk about
even
this
if
after the
nothing
video.
happened to her, the trigger of
The
this.
9-year-old had an ankle monitor.
Problem understanding.
I'm telling you what, man, you go to California, try walking down the street and not having a homeless person tell you that they're going to kill you. Try that. You think they're going to arrest them? Of course not. And that's way worse.
One time, I put the detective on the stand. Detective, did he ever have a tough time understanding you? Never had a tough time understanding him. Never had a tough time. Not one time did the detective have any problems understanding. You were in the jury room, or in the trial. You were in the courtroom. You were in the courtroom. You're in the courtroom. He acted like he didn't understand any question I asked him. Every single question was like,
how convenient.
Deep. It's like, huh? Oh, They went on and on and on. This is a fraud. This whole thing's a fraud. The cameraman? By the way, let's make something clear. They didn't convict him with the child. Your headlines can be about the child. No, they convicted her on the video with the cameraman. The disorderly conduct.
Yeah, you weren't being mean to the kid. You were being mean to the child rapist.
Is about the cameraman. Right. And from what I understand about the cameraman, he has a GoFundMe. And his GoFundMe, hold on, his GoFundMe is he died. He has a GoFundMe that he died. Give money to the cameraman who died. And from what I understand, he...
What? See, this is what I mean. Like, this is what I'm fucking talking about. These people, they're scammers. That's what they do. They fucking scam all the fucking time. The pattern is obvious that these people scam all the fucking time. It's a part of their culture. And then we just get scammed by them over and over again.
He's well
It's so
alive.
fucking tiring.
This whole thing is fucking bullshit.
Mr.
This whole thing
Holy
is fucking
fuck,
bullshit.
man.
Mr.
This is a fraud. This is a fraud upon the
Set
community.
the stage. I don't give anybody any sort of GoFundMe's, to be honest. I don't do that shit.
I love how he doesn't stop talking, the video just ends. Oh my God, I love this guy. What a fucking champion. He did his best, and at the end of the day, disorderly conduct. So this is what you remember what I've always said about how you can just apply laws in whatever way you want. So yeah, we have freedom of speech here, but you can also just look at certain types of speech as disorderly conduct. This is what I've always said before about how you need to weaponize these different systems and rules against people that dislike you. If you don't do that, they will do it to you.
I'm starting to
I think
believe
the biggest problem is. It's that conservatives and people that are Republicans that want to preserve the integrity of the country, care about the Constitution, etc. These people are looking to destroy the Constitution. They hate the Constitution. They hate the people that wrote the Constitution.
They only bring it up just to get you.
They hate the people that came from the country that the
only use it
Constitution
as
founded,
an
and they
exploit.
hate everything about it. They hate American values, and they want to get rid of them. Fundamentally, these people are an existential threat. They're an existential threat. And if the guy saying he has a GoFundMe is saying he's dead, let the guy get taken down right now. Well, he's probably not going to have anything happen to them, right? Because this is the issue. It's that inside of these groups of people, they don't care about hypocrisy. They don't care about double standards. They don't care about logic. They don't care about ethics. They don't care about anything. The only thing that they care about is power accumulation. They only care about winning or losing. Everything else besides that is totally secondary.
Yeah,
so wait
I totally
a second.
agree with
We're
that.
told that Shiloh Hendrix had berated a child. That was allegedly the reason the Somali guy started filming and hassling her. But the jury acquitted her of disorderly conduct against the child and convicted her of disorderly conduct against the guy with the camera, which means that she didn't actually say anything to the kid. She was being harassed by the guy with the camera for no reason. And now she's being convicted of the crime of simply...
Oh man, holy crap!
telling the guy to leave her alone. This
I
is
hope
total
they appeal.
madness. See, this is the thing that like people like I would say even Matt Walsh don't understand. You think that it's madness because you are looking at it from the frame of reference of a Western mind.
Yeah,
this is not the
I
way
agree.
that they see things. They look at it as we won because she lost. There is a pure winner and loser mentality. And
There's
unless
no honor,
you are willing
yeah.
to get down in the dirt and deal with them on that level, then it's not going to matter. It's immigrant protection. Yes, exactly. That's really what it is.
Reason only works
this
on
is the
reasonable
judge in
people.
the case, by the way. Well, I haven't seen the judge. I'll look at this here. So let's take a walk through the American justice system. Shamarke Omar is the Somali man who filmed Shiloh Hendrix in July. If January 2022, him and another Somali man, quote, allegedly spent 2 days raping an underage foster care runaway in a trailer, keeping her falsely imprisoned. This is what this person did. In March 2025, all charges were dismissed in the interest of justice. Weeks later, after he gets the charges dismissed, he turned his camera phone onto the playground after a young Somali thief attempted to steal a white mom, Shiloh Hendrix, and began haranguing that white mom for saying the N-word, right? Omar demanded that Hendrix repeat the word on camera, which she did 4 times, and Omar said the word 5 times in less than a 1-minute video. 4 months later, multiple disorderly conduct charges were maliciously brought against her on the playground incident, in which she was the only victim and Sharmike Omar was the videographer. Then last night she was convicted specifically for saying the N-word to Sharmike Omar after he demanded she say it, and he himself said it repeatedly. Her sentence is $1,000. That's not a big deal. And 200 hours of community service.
Jeez.
200 hours. Isn't that insane? That's crazy. That's like an entire month's of work. Think about that. You work 40 hours a week. That's 180 hours. Or sorry, it's more. It's more. Holy shit, I didn't think about that. Yeah, it's even more almost. Yeah, it's only 160. God
This is
damn.
sick, man.
So, yeah, look at this here. And by the way, Sharmike Omar was never called to testify in the trial. But don't worry, that's not all the justice that we have in store for today. Keep in mind the substance of Shiloh's crime as well as her sentence as we move forward. Rewind to 2020. That's when Sharmike Omar, our favorite Somali videographer, along with another Somali friend of his, separate from his alleged co-raper, committed a violent assault in the street. Oh, well, there it is. So this is the second time that he's committed a crime as well. Omar threw a rock at a car and then beat the 16-year-old driver. A bystander tried to intervene, but Omar's accomplice threatened him with a knife. For this, Sharmike Omar was charged with merely disorderly conduct. So he got charged for the same thing that she got charged for, but he beat the shit out of somebody, and she said a word.
I keep thinking of the Sam Hyde quote. It's like it lives rent free in my fucking mind. Like the last couple weeks, the Sam Hyde quote's just rent free in my brain.
Oh my God. Are you shitting me? Yep. You can't make this shit up, man? Yes, exactly. For hurling a deadly weapon at a vehicle, then beating a teenage driver while his criminal pal held off onlookers at knife point, Omar faced the exact same charge Shiloh Hendrix faced for saying a word that Omar asked her to say as she held her child in her arms and fled the playground before Omar could assault her too. Like Shiloh Hendrix, Sharmike Omar was convicted of this count of disorderly conduct, a $200 fine. So let me get this straight. So he wasn't convicted of any community service whenever he threw a rock at a car and beat the shit out of the person in the car, but she was convicted with the same fine with an additional 200 hours of community service? I can't say what I think we should do. I can't say it. But maybe in 10 years, there'll be a person who's going to run for government who will do it.
It's gonna happen, man. It's oh my God, gonna happen. Oh, it's gonna happen. I can already hear the song in my head.
But I will say this. The way this needs to be solved needs to be so definitive that it will never happen again. It will never happen again. Not in 1,000 years. I think that's true, right? If you approach this in the way that it should be approached, I think that that's exactly what would happen. But unfortunately, the public doesn't have the stomach for that. I think over time they will acquiesce and they will realize that this is what has to be done, but right now that's not the case. That's really about it. Let me see if I can find this here. And that's to be pulled out by the roots. The judge and the rapist should be locked in the same cell. So the USA is on its way as getting as bad as Europe then? Yeah, I mean, like, obviously.
Yeah.
So anyway, rape an underage foster child for 2 days, allegedly. Clean slate. Hurl a deadly weapon at a car and assault a driver, $200. Say a word to an accused rapist and kidnapper and a convicted violent criminal who demands you say it while saying it himself, $1,000 and 200 hours, not to mention the international infamy. Could it be the anti-white standard more egregious? The reason why
yeah, that's what it is, basically.
There's an anti-white standard is because white people are unwilling to stand up for themselves. White people are unwilling to acknowledge and call out that very clearly there is an anti-white.
The thing that's so annoying about this, by the way, and I apologize, I'm a little bit tired today. If you couldn't tell, I'm probably not going to stream very long today. But what I will say is these people continuously, like these Democrats and these super liberal judges and the liberal media and all the people that give money to these kinds of people willingly are literally proving the white supremacists right. Because the white supremacists have been saying, and like I've listened to things that they've said. I'm on X. I can see the videos. And the kinds of things that they say are, listen, these people, they want to replace us and they don't give a fuck what they do. They don't give a fuck what happens to us. They don't care. And like, they don't want any equality. They want to treat us poorly. And if we keep letting them get away with it, we keep letting them live here, then eventually we'll be the minority. And then it's full on fucked for us. And that's what they keep saying. And these fucking liberals keep proving them right. And it's so annoying to me. It's like, it actually pisses me off so much.
Sentiment in these court proceedings, and very clearly this is being applied in an unfair way. It is a two-tier justice system, the same as they have in Europe, at least some countries in Europe. And ultimately, until white people have the have the willingness to call this out and talk about it, you're going to keep having these problems happen. That's it. Bet I do it every chance I get. Well, the thing is that there aren't enough of us yet. There's not enough of us yet. And also, like, here's another thing too, is that, like, if you are another race of person and you think that these people won't get to you, they will get to you. Because it's just going to be different. This is the world. This is the future of a world that is made by these people. It's different racial interest groups exercising own group preference to pervert the justice system and other types.
And if you guys want a little bit of proof of this, by the way, do you guys know what's happening in the Somali communities, like in in these areas have a lot of Somalis, they protest to get rid of the Somalis that are of a different clan than them. So like they literally are like, we need to like kick out these Somalis, whatever the other clan. We need to kick them out. It's full tribalism with them. And then they bring their tribalism to us. Their clan wars. They come from a place where they have clan wars. They come here and they do it again. And and all of the idiots are like, well, guys, America's a big melting pot. And it's just a melting pot of cultures. And diversity makes us strong. And it's like, bro, they're bringing literal clan wars to our fucking country.
Types of legal and governmental systems to provide advantages for themselves and people like them. This isn't any one group that's doing this. This is just simply a meta-level problem that affects everybody. So if you're Black, if you're Hispanic, Asian, even if you're Somalian, there are going to be times where another group has control of this justice system and they're doing it and then they do it against you. You are looking at a free-for-all.
Hold on. So here's the difference, okay? Is we people that believe in America, and this honestly has to do with just a degradation of our ability to be proud of ourselves as American and to all have a connection to the founding ideals of America. They have espoused like these bullshit ideas, straying further and further away from what America meant and what America was, that we're heading towards a situation which we have nothing in common. And I keep saying this. It doesn't have to be about race. It could be about the ideals that we have together, whether that's, and again, like, before that also included Christianity, right? It's what do we have in common? So do you believe in the Constitution? Do you believe in, do you believe in freedom, liberty, pursuit of happiness? Are these the things that you believe in? That you shouldn't encroach on other people's stuff, like property rights, all of these things that the founders believed in. Do we believe in that at all anymore? Like, no. You have people that are straight up like Hassan, who are just like, I hate America, fuck America. We need to like take the system and just we need to flip it upside down and be communist. Like, we don't even agree on the same thing anymore. So it's like the idea. So what happens is people are starting to default back to race. It's like, oh, we don't agree on the country. Well, I guess we go back to like, this is my skin color. All right, because what else is there? We don't agree on anything anymore. Why are we a country? Sorry, I'm a little tired. My brain's a little scrambled, but you get what I'm trying to say.
Royale, if this is not addressed and dealt with, this is a meta level problem that affects everybody. Why people need to become tribal? Well, I don't think tribalism is good, but when you get treated like a tribe, you have to acknowledge that and realize it. And I think that people are in denial of it.
No, it's like I'm tired to like, my brain is having trouble like actually connecting ideas very well. Well, I understand the idea, but I'm not very good at communicating. I've never really been good at it. I have to dedicate a significant amount of energy to connecting what I'm thinking into like words to like express it to people. Like, I know what I'm thinking, but it's formulating like all the sentences is like slow when I'm tired.
Because they're unwilling to acknowledge that white people are being treated in a negative way. That's the reason why. They're afraid of acknowledging.
Thank you. I appreciate it, Drew.
That because they think that if they say that, they'll be called a racist. People are more afraid of being called a racist than putting a rapist in jail. That's the world that we live in inside of America. And by the way, all of this is downstream from universal suffrage. We would never have any of these problems at all if we didn't let everybody vote. The fact that everybody can vote is the genesis of every single one of these issues. If
I actually agree with him. I totally agree with him.
If you took and you did the original Constitution voting and you only had landowners voting.
No, it's not 19th. It's excuse me. It's not that. And like, I'm gonna be honest, like, if I could give up the right to vote in order to the right to vote for women in order to actually fix all these problems, I'd totally do it, like, just pragmatically, because it's like, it's so fucked right now. But I don't think that's really the root issue. I think it's what Asmongold's saying right now. What Asmongold is about to say is actually what I believe.
And vote is the genesis of every.
And sorry, like the way the way that you can understand it is like this: is that there's a lot of dudes that vote retardedly as well. Like Hassan, for instance, he's like the top freaking Quango idiot, right? And he's voting. So the issue, like, you could say that would be like, okay, so let me break it down. So if you did repeal the 19th, like, you might actually win from that, and that's because women tend to vote more liberal. But it's not the actual root issue. It is like it is basically AOEing like indiscriminately in like a way that does hit a lot of people, but it doesn't actually get at the core issue. It doesn't get at the root issue. It is a band-aid that would work, but it's not an elegant solution is what I'm trying to say. It's not an elegant solution. I think what Asmongold is saying here is the elegant solution.
Single one of these issues. If you took and you did the original Constitution voting and you only had landowners voting and people that had money.
And by the way, people that were women and people that were black could also vote in this old system. That was also allowed in this old system. So it's like this, I'll just let him finish.
Etc., you would not have a single one of these fucking problems ever. It is only because of that.
Totally agree with them.
Universal suffrage enables every other problem like
yes, it does.
And people might not be ready for that one.
I've always been against universal suffrage, but I think universal suffrage is fucking retarded. I've thought that for more than 10 years at this point, that it's retarded.
That one's going to take longer than 10 years for people to get ready for it, right? But as time goes on, I think that people...
The reason why it's retarded is because you're giving people a vote that don't have stake in the game. You're basically, you're allowing people to vote to be able to steal. It's why pure democracy is bad, and it's kind of along the same lines of it's like we have a sort of safeguarded version of this with a republic because we're not a pure democracy, right? But it's like not as good as it could be.
People will begin to realize that it is unfortunately very, very true. Also, I'm going to look and show you this too, because this is what's so crazy, is that the kid, I don't know if I have the link to it as well. Yeah, here it is. It's the first one. The 9-year-old who stole from Shiloh was wearing a fucking ankle monitor. The child wears a tracking device provided by the Rochester Police Department because of his risk to wander off. He does not follow any rules because he does not understand rules.
You know what this reminds me of, guys? Any of you guys seen that skit by the Derek comedy guy? Is his name like Glover? Does anybody know the skit I'm talking about? He does like a stand-up comedy routine about this little black kid from like Africa. And then, it's a little black kid. And then like there's like the woman from Africa. And she says, somebody better get this little out of here. It makes me think of that. She should have called him that instead.
The kid had an ankle monitor. Oh my God. That's crazy.
The book Starship Troopers convince you that universal suffrage is bad in the long term. Yeah, because there's no skin in the game is the issue, right? Like, you have people who can vote like equal to you that don't contribute to society, right? Like, you can be a person that literally leeches off the government constantly and you just don't do anything and you just get free shit from the government. Your vote is equal to a person that actually employs other people, works hard, has a family. Like, it's the same, which doesn't make any sense because then they can vote they can vote in mass to make you give them your money, right? The fact that they can vote to take more of your money is fucking ridiculous.
Oh my God. And done by intelligence, I could get on board with.
Honestly, if it were me, like the way I would do it, right? Something along these lines. I haven't like thought of it like completely, but unless you're like a veteran or something like that, if you're on welfare, you just don't get to vote. Like, it's just over for you until you get out of welfare. If you take anything from the government, just no, you can't vote. It's just too bad.
Not landowners. Poor people need representation, even if a bunch of them are retarded.
So, Meshi, thank you for this.
I am not interested in your morality. I am interested in outcomes.
Oh my God.
The outcome right now is that we have bad elections.
Asmongold consequentialist. Thank God. Oh, finally.
Bad candidates. We have bad representation. And I think all of that is downstream from the fact that we have a mostly uneducated, stupid, emotional, brain-dead voting population. That's the main problem. Every other problem is downstream from that. Do you see this doing damage to the Somalian community because all the post-trial facts coming out? No, you can't do damage to that community.
Dude, it's so much easier for me to do notifications now. It's
Ultimately,
great. It helps so
everybody
much.
already has whatever opinion they're going to have. I'm not really going to see anything change or be any different or something like that. I have no idea about it. And current Republicans are lazy as fuck. Well, I think that current Republicans are still concerned with the way that they're perceived by the media and the optics of what they're saying. And I think that until you have
It's so annoying when people are more concerned with how they look to other people than they are with actually doing the right thing. Actually doing the right thing, the effective thing that will actually solve the problems of people and lead to more happiness. But what they do is they care more about their own personal happiness than they care about like the actual like things good actually happening.
Who's willing to do things regardless of the optics, you are going to continue having this happen. I've said this before, but optics are allowing your enemy to choose how you lose. The optics of something like, why should you want the people that you don't like to be happy with what you're doing? It doesn't even make sense. The only way that these people will accept you doing something counter to them is if they think they can undo it before. Optics are something that are created by your enemy.
I 100% want these people to get sent back. That's what I want. If I got to pick, that's what would happen. We'd send them all back.
They're used to constrain your behavior. That's really what happens. What's universal suffrage? It means the right for everybody to vote. I would take that right away. I think almost 80% of the population of the United States should not be allowed to vote. And I'm a liberal guy. There's a lot of other people that would say like 90 or 90.
Yeah, if you didn't know that, Asmongold's actually pretty liberal. He's actually fairly liberal.
But I'm being reasonable and I'm saying 80%. If you did that and you cut down the bottom 80%, we would have none of these problems ever again. But voting isn't all an emotional point. I have a video for later. This channel's a gold mine. Let me see if I can find this. I don't know what this is yet. So universal voting. Yeah, exactly.
You know what we could do actually, you guys, is we can landmine. We can landmine the fucking the ballots. That's like another solution we could do is just put some like fake choices in there. And then if they pick for, just put some fake choices with like, the Democrat and the Republican symbol on there. And if they pick like the fake choice, then you just void them.
If you know what suffrage means, you're a prime example of why people should not have the ability to vote. Well, to be fair, that person might not be an American, so they might not even know. So it's not that big of a deal. Vote fatigue.
Female vote fatigue?
Man.
Oh, should we watch this one, chat?
Man.
Chat, should we watch it?
That's crazy. Maybe I should watch this. Let me see if I can find it here.
Do I have that on deck? I think I do.
We can't even follow the voting laws that exist. Illegals and dead people vote. Yeah, I know. It's a huge problem.
Oh my God, it is, guys. It's on my list.
This is it seems like landowners, rich people specifically aren't the ones that should have the power. It's not morals. It's pretty easy to see who would be a problem. So, okay. Let me just go ahead and ask you something. This is a very simple yes or no question. Do you think that we would get a higher quality of candidate if you only had landowners voting in America? And I'm not even advocating for this. I'm just saying I think that there should be other levels of accountability. But do you think that we would have better or worse candidates? I'll take it highlighted. Because people that respond by just telling me that I'm wrong, I don't really want to have that in my chat. I have no problem with people that want to present a different argument, but I don't want to listen to somebody just simply telling me and spamming me that I'm wrong. But it's annoying and I don't like it. No, I see your thought here, but probably worse. I disagree. I completely disagree. Like, disagree with his take. Do you really want to have a bunch of 19-year-olds voting that don't know anything? That have like gone to school and they've been taught by their teachers that there's like 72 genders? Do you really want to have that happen? So this is what I would do. If you really want my, like, how would I actually structure out voting? I would remove anybody who is not a net positive taxpayer from voting. So only net positive taxpayers could vote. I would make a civics test. I would do an IQ test. And if you weren't able to score in the, I would say, 60th percentile, you just simply don't have the right to vote. If you're stupid, you can't vote. It's that simple. I'd probably invent a couple other things too. Like a few like ethics and morality things, like the trolley problem and stuff like that. And honestly, if you can't easily solve these problems, you don't have the capacity to make a decision for large groups of people.
It's true.
So, like, I just use the landowners as an example. I don't want to go and, like, I don't want to argue.
I guess the problem, like, I guess the counter argument, if you were to develop one, would be, like, who gets to pick what those ethics are that are, right? like even though you're like, I would pick good ethics, but it's kind of like, well, that's you picking it. What if the next group comes into charge and then they get to select what the ethics are? Then that also causes a problem. So I don't know if I would add an ethics thing in there. Tomishi, thank you so much for the gift subs. Thank you so much. Thank you. Yeah, I don't know if I would add an ethics thing, because the ethics thing is how we got into this position that we're in right now, right? Thank you again, Tameshi, for the gift subs. Thank you.
Do that for a long time, because that's reductive, right? I don't even think that. And what about the women voting? I don't think that women voting is necessarily the issue, but I think that women are, on average, a lot more susceptible to emotional messaging.
Civilians should have
and
a
to
veteran
that type
should.
of manipulation.
I don't know if I buy that argument, because I think there are a lot of business owners that are just as valuable as soldiers. To be honest, like I don't like, and don't get me wrong, like I appreciate soldiers and I do appreciate the service. But I don't think it's the only way that you can be a positive force for your country. I don't think it's a good idea. Manowood, thank you so much as well for the sub. Thank you.
Than men are. I think that this is biological.
What did you say?
Do that for a long time, because that's reductive, right? I don't even think that. And what about the women voting? I don't think that women voting is necessarily the issue, but I think that women are, on average, a lot more susceptible to emotional messaging.
Yeah, I agree with that.
To that type of manipulation than men are.
That's kind of what I was saying earlier, right? When I was trying to be like fair about it, is that if you do remove women from the voting pool, then you do have a higher logical vote because of the biology there, right? But it doesn't mean that it doesn't mean that all women would vote for, let alone all men. There are emotional men and there are logical women. It's just there is like the curve, right? Like the average curve is different for both genders. But the reason I don't think it's as effective is because, again, there are logical women and there's illogical men. Like you guys see them yourselves. Like there's a bunch of like a bunch of leftist commie men, right? So obviously, like if we control for that instead, we would have a better result, because then you would have women who actually use logic being able to vote, women that are actually able to achieve things, you have them to vote, and then you also cut out the men who are retarded. You see the point of why I think it's actually more effective to do the other way instead? Anyway.
So put 'em in the box.